Hello everyone, welcome to chemistry class. Today we shall be discussing the previous year questions of chapter number 2 chemical bonding. Let us see the first question here. The one which is composed of all kinds of bond, ionic, covalent and coordinate bonds. So they are asking out of these four given options which is the compound having all the kinds of bonds. So the answer is ammonium chloride. You can see the structure of ammonium chloride. It is having ammonia molecule, that is NH3. So nitrogen is bonded to 3 hydrogen atoms and they are all covalent bond, that is what is NH3. After this we are having one coordinate bond. This nitrogen is having one lone pair of electron and that is forming a coordinate bond with hydrogen ion, H plus ion. This full as a whole, now it has formed what? This is what is called as ammonium ion, NH4 plus. This NH4 plus forms an ionic bond with chlorine, Cl minus chloride ion. So now what we can say now here is we are having three types of bonding. These are the covalent bonds. One is coordinate bond, and between this positive and negative charges we will have ionic bond formation. So ammonium chloride is having all kinds of bonding. Next, now we'll move second part. B part is draw the structural formula of carbon tetrachloride and state the bonds present in it. You can see the structure is given there. Carbon tetrachloride is CCl4. It is a non-polar molecule. And what kind of bond is there? All the four bonds are single covalent bonds. Next question now. Select the correct answer from A, B, C and D, and metals lose electrons during ionization. This change is called. So out of these four options, what is the correct one regarding if metals are losing electron? Loss of electron is what? Loss of electron is oxidation. Next we will have the B part now. Select the right answer. Now the compound is given. We have to identify which bonding is present in this. So sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is having what? It is having ionic bond, Na positive and Cl minus. So force of attraction will be there. That is an ionic bond. Next ammonium ion, NH4 plus. Just now we have seen the structure of ammonium ion, NH4 plus. So what is there? It is having both covalent as well as coordinate bond. The answer is covalent and coordinate bond. Structure already have explained. Next now carbon tetrachloride. Here also just now we have seen the structure in the earlier question. This one here. So it is having what kind of bonding? It is all covalent bond. So the answer is of the third part is covalent bond. Next question now. It is the fill up. In covalent bond, the bond is formed due to dash of electron. So that is pretty simple here. Covalent bonds mean what? It is mutual sharing only. So answer is sharing of electron. Next, electrovalent compounds have dash boiling point. Electrovalent means ionic compound, and ionic compounds are having high boiling point because of their crystalline structure. They are solid in nature and therefore they are having high boiling point due to the extremely high force of attraction is there. Next question now. A molecule of dash contains a triple bond, hydrogen, ammonia or nitrogen. The correct answer is nitrogen. Nitrogen is having the atomic number 7. So it needs how many electrons? It needs 3 electrons to complete the outermost shell. That means it will share 3 electrons. So 2 nitrogen atom share 3 electrons each from their atoms and therefore they will have a triple bond in between them. Next question now. By drawing an electron dot diagram, show the lone pair effect leading to the formation of ammonium ion from ammonia gas and hydrogen ion. So we have to show the electron dot diagram how the ammonium ion is formed. So first we will have this ammonia. It is having one lone pair of electron. This lone pair of electron is shared to the hydrogen ion, and as a result what we are getting is ammonium ion. This is NH4 plus. The arrow sign, this is showing what? It is the coordinate bond. You should be remembering this concept of donor and acceptor. Ammonia has donated the pair of electron. Donated means it has contributed the pair of electron for sharing. That is why it is called donor. Hydrogen is accepted, that is the acceptor. Next now we'll move to the C part. Question is here, give reason hydrogen chloride is a polar covalent compound. Why is it polar? The answer is because of the difference in electronegativity. Because chlorine is more electronegative, the shared pair of electron will shift towards the chlorine atom. So as a result what will happen? The partial charges will develop. partial negative on chlorine and partial positive on hydrogen. Hydrogen, chlorine both share a pair of electron, but the electron pair are shifted more towards one side. They are moving towards chlorine because chlorine is more electronegative. Partial charges develop on both sides, and it is what is leading to polarity. Next, now the question will read, draw an electron dot diagram of the structure of hydronium ion. Hydronium is H3O plus ion. It is H3O plus ion, and we have to draw the electron dot diagram, and also we have to tell the type of bonds which are present here. So the structure, you can see how it is formed. Oxygen atom is in the center. It is having two covalent bond with hydrogen atom. Now oxygen atom is having two lone pair of electrons. When we can draw here, another lone pair of electron is forming the the coordinate bond, and as a result this compound hydronium ion is formed. Now how many covalent bond are there? You can see two are there covalent bond and one is coordinate bond. The structure is clear. Next, now the B part. Here the atomic numbers are given of three atoms, E, F and G. According to these atomic number, we have to tell the molecular formula if E and G, element E and element G, if they are forming a compound, what will be the molecular formula and what kind of bond it will be. So the atomic number, based on this atomic number, we will write the electronic configuration. F they have not asked, so we will not take care of that. So 19 we can write into 281, 17 will come as 287. Element number 19 belongs, because of this outermost electron is 1, so valency of this will be 1. E is having valency 1, and here you can see valence electrons are 7. For completing the octet, here 1 electron is required, so here the valency of G is also 1 because it is from the halogen groups. Now we can find out the formula here. Transposing, will get what? We will get Eg. So that is the molecular formula. And what kind of bond will be there? If both are having valency 1, then we will have ionic bond. How we can say ionic bond? Because element number 19, atomic number 19 is in group number 1. This one 17 is in group number 17. One is a metal, another one will be non-metal. That non-metal bond is called as ionic bond. You can also justify this based on the valence electron. E is having 1 valence electron, so it is group number 1. G is having 7 valence electrons, so it is group number 17. Next question now. Here you have to tell a chemical term for a bond formed by the shared pair of electrons. So sharing of electron, and if it is done from the same atom only, sharing is done but from the same atom only, then it will be a coordinate bond. If it is mutual sharing, then it will be covalent. So here same atom they have asked, so it is coordinate bonding. B part. Now among the compound, identify the compound which is having all the types of bonds. Earlier also we have seen this type of question. Answer is ammonium chloride. Already the structure I have explained. Next, now state which is not a typical property of ionic compound. 4 options are given. Out of this, which one is not the property of ionic compounds? So ionic compounds are having high melting point. This is correct. They can conduct electricity in molten state and aqueous state. This is also correct. They exist as oppositely charged ion. Yes, this is also correct. Ions are there, but they are not insoluble in water. They are soluble in water, because ionic compound are what? Ionic compounds are polar in nature, and water is also polar in nature. So polar substances can dissolve in polar only. The concept, the principle I told you, that is like dissolves like dissolves like. Polar compounds will dissolve in polar solvents, non-polar will dissolve in non-polar solvents. So here the answer is C part, that is not the property of ionic compound. D part. Now compare carbon tetrachloride and sodium chloride with regard to solubility. CCl4 carbon tetrachloride is non-polar covalent compound. On the other side, the sodium chloride is ionic compound. One is covalent, one is ionic. So basically what we have to do, we have to tell the difference between covalent and ionic compound. Let us come to the comparison between the two compounds. So here the purpose of asking this question for the examiner is not only to give the differences, but he also want to know that you are aware of the kind of bonding in these compounds. Carbon tetrachloride is having covalent bonding, sodium chloride is having ionic bonding. Based on that, we can do the differentiation or comparison. First, now we will see the point. Carbon tetrachloride, covalent compound, it is insoluble in water but dissolved in organic solvents. Sodium chloride, it is soluble in water but insoluble in organic solvents because of the polarity concept. Just now I told like dissolves like. Next, now it is a non-conductor of electricity due to absence of ions. Covalent compound are not having ions, so they cannot conduct electricity because the ions are not available there to move from one end to the other end, which are actually available in covalent. The ionic compound sodium chloride. It is having different ions, positive and negative charged ions, which can conduct electricity in aqueous state. Only in aqueous state or fused state they will conduct electricity. Sodium chloride in solid form will not conduct electricity also. So these are the points of difference between the both given compounds. Next, now we'll have the question: a compound X consists of only molecules. So here the word molecules means what? Molecules are present in which compound? They are present in covalent compound. So by this we can assume that X is what? X is a covalent compound. Now based on this we will answer the question. So X will have, that is this covalent compound will have. Now four properties are given. Let us see which one is correct. The crystalline hard structure, crystal are obtained in ionic compound, so it is wrong. Next is low melting and boiling point. Yes, covalent compounds are having low melting and low boiling point. This is correct. Next is ionic bond. That is incorrect. Next is strong force of attraction. That is also incorrect. Rest three parts are the properties of ionic compound. Our answer is B part, low melting and low boiling point. Next, now the molecule which contains a triple covalent bond. This is just now repeated again. So answer is nitrogen. Explanation already we have seen. Next, now give one word. We have to tell formation of ions from molecules. So formation of ions is what? It is called ionization. Just the one word answer you have to tell. It is called ionization. Next, D part, give reason why covalent compound exists as gas, liquid and soft solid. These covalent compounds, they can exist in all three states of matter. What is the reason for that? Let us see here. The answer is given because they are present as molecules and they can exist in all the three states of matter due to the weak force of attraction. The force of attraction is not that much strong. That is why the covalent compounds can exist in all different forms of matter, solid, liquid as well as gas. Next, now question is given. The following table shows electronic configuration of W, X, Y, Z. They have assumed 4 elements and their electronic configurations are as such, which are given here. And now based on this we have to answer. So let us see the question number 1. First question, first part. They are asking what type of bond is between, first part is W and X. And next is Y and Z. So type of bond they are asking. For type of bond we need to look at the configuration here. You see here W and X they are asking. So only that we will see in this part. W is having outermost electron 1. So valency of W will be 1. That means it can donate 1 electron. It will lose 1 electron. It will form W plus ion. Similarly X is having 7 valence electron. It can gain 1 electron to complete its octet. So Y will form what? The X will form negative ion. So positive and negatively charged ions are having what kind of bonding? It is ionic bond. So W and X will form ionic bond. Next, now Y and Z. Now we'll come to the Y and Z. Y is having 2, 5 electronic configuration. So Y is actually in need of 3 electrons. So if we see Y and if we draw its dot diagram, electron dot structure, so 5 electrons can be drawn here. So electron pair I have drawn 1. The total 3 electron, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it needs to share these 3 electrons with Z. So what Z will do? 3 atoms of Z, not single atom. 3 atoms of Z will share 1 electron each. As a result, what will happen now? Now we are having 1, 2 and 3. 3 covalent bonds are there. So between Y and Z, what type of bond is formed? It is covalent bond. Next, now what is the formula of the compound formed between X and Z and W and X? So now the formula you have to tell. Formula we can find out based on the valency here. So let us see this now. Formula first part there was X and Z. Let us come here in the table only X and Z. This one is the question they are asking. So X is having 7 valence electrons. So X is having valency 1. Next, Z is having only 1 electron. Its valency is also 1. So by transposing we can get the formula will come as XZ. That is the formula for XZ. Next, second part they are asking W and X. Let us see here. It is having one electron, it can be lost, so W is having valency 1. Next, there was about X. So X is also having valency 1 because it can gain one electron. So here also by transposing, what we will get? The answer will come to be W X. That is the formula or the chemical formula for this particular compound, which can be found between W and X. So here we have solved all these previous year questions. That is all for this chapter. Any doubt you can post in the comments, and next class will be beginning the chapter number 3, acids, bases and salts. That's all for the day. Thank you.